to end, from start to end. Amen. Genesis, Genesis. Exodus, Exodus. Leviticus, Leviticus. Numbers, Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy. Joshua, Judges, Ruth, Ruth. First Samuel, Second Samuel, First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles, children, Second Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Judah, Matthew, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. Now the Old Testament is done. Yes, we've learned it one by one. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Luke, John, Acts, teacher, Romans, First Corinthians, Second Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, First Thessalonians, Second Thessalonians, First Timothy, Second Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, First Peter, Second Peter, John, Jude, Revelation. From start to end, amen. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, First Samuel, Second Samuel, First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles, children, Second Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentation, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Judah, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. From start to end, amen. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, Corinthians, First Samuel, Second Samuel, First Kings, Second Kings, Philippians, Colossians, First Thessalonians, Second Thessalonians, First Timothy, Titus, start to end. From start to end, amen. Let's learn our Bible from start to end.
From start to end, amen.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua,
Judges,
Ruth,
1 Samuel, 2 Samuel,
2 Samuel,
1 Kings,
1 Kings, 2 Kings,
Children,
2 Kings,
1 Chronicles,
2
Chronicles,
Ecclesiastes, only Chronicles, Nehemiah,
Esther,
Job,
Psalms,
Future, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes,
Daniel,
Ezekiel,
Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah,
Jonah,
Micah, children,
Nahum,
Habakkuk,
Deuteronomy,
Joshua,
chapter Romans,
Malachi.
all the Old Testament is done. Yes, we've learned it one by one.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, Joshua, John,
Acts,
Judges, Romans, 1 Corinthians,
2 Corinthians,
Galatians, Philippians, Colossians,
1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians,
1 Timothy, 2 Timothy,
Timothy,
Titus, Philemon, Colossians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy,
children Timothy,
Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 John, 3 John, Jude, Jebediah, Revelation.
Wow, that was beautiful. When we sing this song, we are telling everyone that we love Jesus and we will follow him no matter what. Remember, following Jesus is the best decision we can ever make. And hey, if you enjoyed singing with us today, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends so more children can sing for Jesus too. See you next time. No turning back.